Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Babagbagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. Don't elect incompetent leaders, Sanusi tells Nigerians. Military panel clears 10 soldiers, Balarabe promoted. Strike, no end in sight, states, universities insist. Isheshe Day, when IFA predicts Earthmen attack, cough pandemic in Oshun. Mieti Allah warns against profiling, killing of Fulani in southern Middle states. Were left Owerri to rob in Ijebu-Ode, teenage boys arrested for breaking into shops. Now the news in detail. Former Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, on Wednesday said elections of leaders for the country should be based on competence and not ethnicity. He said candidate agenda should also be scrutinized so as to know what we are going into before we get into it. Sanusi spoke at the August event 2022 organized by the Moses Adekoyejo Majakudumi Foundation in collaboration with St. Nicholas Hospitals held in Lagos. The event starred Nigerian health care system, the past, present, and future. Celebrating the legacy of Chief Dr. Moses Adekoyejo Majakudumi is held every 2 years to celebrate the legacy of MAMF, the founder's passion for growth and development in healthcare and education. Sanusi, who was the chairman of the event, said political aspirants should also be asked of their plans for hospitals and education, among its other key underdeveloped areas in the country. The government has lost respect for the profession, and no amount invested into education can be gotten back in salaries in the country. Doctors and teachers deserve a decent life and respect. Education and healthcare are the basic foundation for the development of a nation, and the rate of brain drain is high because prepared budgets in health and education sectors have been embezzled and mismanaged. Moving to the next story from the military. More facts have emerged on the refusal of the military authorities to court-martial 10 soldiers, including their commander, Captain Tijani Balarabe, indicted by the police for involvement in the escape of the kingpin kidnapper Bala Emisu, popularly known as Wadume. Wadume was assisted to escape from the custody of the intelligence response team by the soldiers attached to Battalion 93, Takum, who also attacked the police team conveying the kingpin to the Taraba State Police Headquarters on August 6, 2019. 3 policemen and 2 civilians were killed during the incident, while 5 other police officers were injured. He was subsequently rearrested at his hideout at Laing May Alo Otoro area of Kano State following a manhunt launched by Police Special Force and IRT led by DSP Abak Yari. The Federal High Court in Abuja had ordered then Chief of Army Staff Tukur Buratai to release the army officers who were charged alongside Wadume, but the military refused to obey the order. Following the refusal of the military to release the men, the court continued with the trial of other accused persons. On July 22, 2022, Wadume was convicted by Justice Binta Inyako of the Federal High Court and jailed for 7 years. And to ASUU strike. Some branches of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Some branches of the Academic Staff Union of Universities in state-owned universities are vowed to remain on strike following the failure of the federal government to successfully negotiate with the national body of the union. Chairpersons of ASUU in the affected state universities who spoke in separate interviews with our correspondents described as ignorant calls for the suspension of the strike is in state-owned universities. The Punch report that the national body of ASUU had on Monday, February 14, 2022, declared a national strike, thereby grounding academic activities in federal universities and some state-owned universities across the country. The national body had requested from the federal government the release of revitalization funds to universities and allowances, deployment of the University Transparency Accountability System for the payment of salaries and allowances of lecturers, release of the white paper on the visitation panels to university, among others. Moving on to the next story from the national news. As traditional religious worshippers in Osun State mark the Isheshe Day, the Ifa deity has predicted that herdsmen and bandits are looking around the state to launch attack on residents. It's also predicted the outbreak of cough-related diseases in the state, urging residents to take necessary measures. The oracle, according to the president of Traditional Religion Worshippers Association in the state, Troso, Dr. Olusheyi Atonda, is part of the divination for the year 2022-2023 for the state. Delivering the message to the people and government of the state, Chief Fatono Olagunju noted that the core of the bandit attack, residents should spread locust beans and salt in their homes and surroundings. It added that the oracle warned politicians in the state not to embark on cross-carpeting from one party to another for pecuniary benefit, prophesizing that the people would always vote out any political party that fails to meet their expectations. The message reads, "We are advised to be security conscious. That is, the issue of insecurity and security should be taken seriously. We must plan ahead and not embark on a fire brigade approach. The state government should pay more attention to security matters." And moving to another angle of it from the national story, a local branch chairman of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, Atayo Abubakar Tukuren Bagu, has warned against ethnic profiling and killing of Fulani pastoralists in some southern and middle belt states. He gave the warning in Birnin Kebbi State. According to him, Fulani tribe is not unaware of the labeling of Fulani as bandits and terrorists when many tribes were part and parcel of banditry, and in some cases, indigenes were the ones disguising as Fulani to unleash terror on their people, kill Fulani people, and steal their cows. He cited Benue State, where he alleged that the actual bandits are their people, and Southeast too, where killings and stealing of cows belonging to Fulani are done by the state indigenes, tagged unknown gunmen, but unfortunately, the federal government always looked the other way. Let me state here that in the wake of unprovoked killings by armed bandits, the real Fulanis are the worst hit. In Kebbi State alone, Fulani people lost over 3,000 cows to armed bandits disguising as Fulanis. Wrapping it up from a criminal story. 3 teenage boys have confessed to security operatives how they left Owerri in Imo State to break into a phone shop in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. The suspects, Oyenecho Chukwuemeka, 17 years, Ibe Dominion, 18 years, and Adaya Stephen, 18 years, were arrested by the Ogun State Amotekun Corps for attempt to commit felony with some shop as they broke them. The Ogun State Amotekun commander, David Akiremi, told Daily Post that the trio were nabbed at about 11:30 p.m. on August 8 at Folagbade Street, Ijebu-Ode, while breaking into a phone shop. During interrogation, 2 of the suspects, Chukwuemeka and Dominion, according to Akiremi, claimed that they left Owerri, Imo State, for Lagos on 25th July 2022 in search of what to do to sustain their lives. When they arrived at Ojudubega, the 3 boys had for 3 days slept in a guest house at Lambert Street. They later left for Ijebu-Ode on 1st August 2022 as Ijebu-Ode broke into a phone shop through the ceiling, but unfortunately there was no phone in the shop. While searching for another phone shop to break into, they started and stated that they met Adaya Stephen, a native of Warri in Delta State. Adaya was said to have hidden them inside an uncomputed building until late at night when they went out to break into another shop. They were caught by our operatives while breaking into another phone shop along Folagbade Street, Ijebu-Ode, the commander explained. The former commissioner of police informed that the suspects have been handed over to the police at the state headquarters in Leweron, Abeokuta for further investigation and prosecution. That concludes the national news today from BGI TV. Before we go, some major headlines. Don't elect incompetent leaders, Sanusi tells Nigerians. Military personnel and panel clears 10 soldiers, Balarabe promoted. We also brought to you concerning the ASUU strike, no end in sight, states universities insist. And lastly, we left Owerri to rob in Ijebu-Ode, teenage boys were arrested for breaking into shops. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22 for advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and function. Please dial the phone number streaming on the screen for advert placement only. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Have a wonderful afternoon.